Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me, the babbler. That is me on this revolutionary rise of an uprise at this time. So if you are tuning in, guys, this is video number 2. Okay, so if you want to follow along and really get to the babbles of what it is that I am trying to like convey here and want to understand it in every kind of way, you are free to do whatever it is that you want. But I would advise that you go back to video number 1 so that you can be up to the leveling of wherever it is that you are on your leveling of at least wholeness vibrations of understanding best what it is that I'm going to continue to talk about without really going back into that, because it's just flow dynamics that is happening here at this time, talking about the Mercury retrograde energies, and just, you know, the influence of what I'm receiving intuitively at this time to express to you guys. That might take a babble or two, and however long it would do, but that is about the patience in you to get through the details that we often just, you know, skip through, scan through, because we like to get to the bullet forms of things, bullet points, highlights of things, get to the gist of the things, forgetting that there are details to certain things that we have to work through. So that is the energetic lesson. That if you were watching video number 1, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to video number 1, because that will be there so that you can see what it is that I'm just spiraling into creation for you to understand for your own cosmic evolution, and for it to be seated in whatever way it's going to be seated for you. That is not my job to interpret for you or to navigate for you. All I can do is just trust in the guidance that I receive to do what it is that I do when I do what it is that I do, even if sometimes I don't understand it too, but just to follow the simple protocol of listening within, going in, looking inside myself, and then connecting with that, and it's being so strong in my stance that I comfort and I stand, and I'm just like, you know what, I do what it is that it does, and then whatever it connects with and whomever it connects with will connect with, and that is that, and anything outside of that is none of my business. Right. Granted. Babbling happens here. I will get to the damn point. But there's hidden gems when you travel through the details. Put into practice the details. Understand the details that are being worked out here. Okay, so wherever you are, whomever you are, wherever you are, beautiful, you are, okay? Granted. You are one of the transmuters. Unless there's someone here just watching me because you don't like me, and that just makes absolutely no sense. And like, would you please just go get like go look inside yourself? And this has to be said because I get those kind of energies too, and sometimes I gotta blast them off too, because like, look inside yourself, dude. Like, there's no reason to watch anybody that you dislike. That's just like misery loving company, and you're trying to like what? Or to think about somebody in such a negative state and just to throw shade or hate in that kind of way. I wish you evolution and peace, harmony, healing, giving all of that you need. Okay, I guess that needed to be said. Now I'll set you free. 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 I look inside of me. You may not like me, but I have to like me. And I like me. So, what do you have to say about that? Nothing. Okay. Sayonara. Think what you like. See how you want to see. Be who you want to be. Say la vie. Okay? Alright. So, granted. Thank you. Fine. So, we get past that leveling and sense of being able to connect with our inner lands first and foremost. Which is what I love. And I was saying that back in video number 1, which I'm continuing now in this video number 2. Just maybe finishing that sentence of what it was that I was trying to convey in that kind of way about I already forgot what I had to say. Patience is a virtue. I'm still learning it. Yeah, I'm still learning it. Granted. This happens. This happens to all of us. We get flustered and sometimes overwhelmed with overstimulation of our senses. I get overly stimulated, especially with the different degreeing levels of consciousness that I consciously embark on at the moment and at the time now. Like imagine like just overstimulating yourself with your senses. Imagine actually listening to what you say, when you say, and how you say, to the tone, the vibration, the sound, and all that kind of stuff, right? Now also computing what it is that you are saying, thinking about what it is that you had to say. Now going into that level, like who is thinking, what is thinking, where is this even coming from, kind of thing. And then also tapping into the level of feeling, and then being conscious of whatever external stimuli is existing externally, right? So every single movement, every single thing, every single sound, every single energy that is all around, every sound activated in the now mistake. And then knowing your role and doing your role and activating your role and having parts and things that you feel. And I hate to use the word role too, because listen, you are whatever it is that you resonate with at any given time. And even if later on down the line that is no longer what it is that you resonate with, you are free to evolve in that kind of thing of whatever it is that you resonate with, until you get to the point in yourself, within yourself, that expands yourself, that is outside of yourself, that sees yourself for exactly what it is, which is everything. Okay. These are powerful times for these alchemized lines that you and I work on. Okay? And so with understanding that and relating and resonating from my own experience and just receiving my own downloads and epiphanies and understandings and understandings and overstandings, and then like seeing the message unfolding that needs to be conveyed or communicated in some kind of way, has to be this way. To listen through babbles is to show dedication to the hidden gem that you must travel through and discover, uncover, dig up. The hidden gem is you. And most times, what brings us to that centering too is the final giving up, of the throwing in the towel, the looking outside of ourselves for the very thing that we must give ourselves. Even though if at that moment of throwing in the towel, you're throwing in the towel and just throwing it all away. I don't want anything to do with this kind of thing, or people, or relationships, or whatever, and speaking in that kind of, hurt place. No matter what role or experience we each have had that visit here, if there's one thing that we share, is the work that we have each put in to our development of our own evolution, that although might be challenging. That's the word I'm going to consciously use. Because my dramatic self can say and call it something differently and then emotionally resonate with that and then create that some more. But I'm not going to do that. Because we apply this alchemy and spirituality practically for ourselves so that we can better enhance the quality of living that we consciously want to create for ourselves in the most healthiest of possible ways. In my own consciousness, I choose what words of power of creation to speak. Right? Yeah. So, Mercury retrograde, you have two that I'm only sharing with, Vedic and Western. I'm sure there are so many others. There's so many different other astrologies out there that I have tons of books on too. But I'm not that quite informative about to go diving deep right now and speaking about openly without even being able to say their name right. But the two that I am speaking on is because deepest I troubleth in what resonates with me and what I connect with on my spiritually activated, evolutionary, cosmic, galactic, quantum journey of an experience that is perceived to be whatever this is at this time, right? And so I like both Western and Vedic astrology's points of views and understandings of our birth charts and our placements and the understanding of that. I, having resonated with both, see it from an open-minded perspective of how each one, for me, is like a piece of the other piece of a abstract puzzle that we are discovering and piecing together. I'm sure once I get through these two, I will find another form of astrology that unveils itself or uncovers itself to me that I'll begin to resonate with, to learn more about, so that I can further enhance the quality of resonance that exists for me as a spiritual like this being that is evolving, right? So in Vedic astrology, it's in Aquarius season. I mean, in Mercury retrograde is in Aqua, with the sign of Aquarius, right? And Mercury retrograde in Western astrology is in Pisces. These messages are timeless. Take with it just the wisdom that it creates, that will whatever seeds it germinates and resonates within you, and use that as the fuel that is needed to further align you on your path in love, peace, wisdom, and joy, and all that other great stuff. Okay? Great. Right. So fine. So you have two different astrological viewpoints of what's happening at this time energetically. Both apply. So in seeing that from the higher octave of experience of not being attached to one particular thing, because that's just the entrapment, the illusion that this 3D realm brings, that you have to pick and choose, certain side of things. Instead of seeing things from a whole perspective, we see it in pieces and parts separated from the whole, and then we all looking for the whole, picking apart the pieces, and then saying, no, this don't go here, and this, and you're right, I'm wrong, and this, blah, 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 blah. War, right? Roar. So then, okay, I'll see y'all see. But that's alchemist here. We're the solutionists to many kind of things, right? So it doesn't make us exempt from having to experience, because in our experiences, it further activates that deeper sense of knowledge and wisdom that becomes the excavated artifact that is a key for all of us to use on these ones, right? Granted. So, one thing both have in common, Western and Vedic astrology, and understanding, overstanding Mercury retrograde, is these list of do nots. These list of do nots and lower vibrational perceptual viewpoints being shared based off an experience of an energy that they're just like perceiving and transcribing through their lens of scope of evolution. See here? Okay. So whenever Mercury retrograde comes around, a lot of previous past experiences have been documented and shared that all have a common energetic theme, whether the experience for each of the stuff is different for the one experiencing. Granted, fine, you know, that's how it works. We each have our own experience, right? So let me hurry. I gotta hurry. So granted, fine. So that takes place. So here we are, right? Being presented constantly on a repeat cycle process. This evolution of up-to-date standards of being fed knowledge and information to the masses, no matter what astrological viewpoints or science that you gravitate towards and resonate with and claim as your own. Like, oh, you know, like how me once upon a time I used to be so proud to be like, oh, I'm Sagittarius from, you know, the Western astrological viewpoint or whatever of my understanding, you know, and then my relationship with Vedic growing, like, you know, Sun and Scorp, which makes sense, you know. So anyways, one commonality that is shared is all these do nots and things to watch out for and have to navigate through in Mercury retrograde season. Uranus, your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening, right? Granted. Uranus, Aquarius, and what else? So, with that being said, the energy of stagnation in developing and evolutionizing healthy solutions is played out season and season again, year after year, with all these listings of bullet points that most people read and go to because it's simplified format of what's happening and the influence that Mercury retrograde can have on us, which, you know, if you just basic little, like, you know, and it says, you know, everything technology all messes up, true. Okay, during those times it's like, you know, heightened to like whatever communication becomes you know, a battleground. It can be, conflicts can arise. They say don't travel during this time. You know, there could be delays, you know, and all these kind of challenges with this energy, like, you know, and depending on the planet or depending on the sign that it falls under during that time of Mercury retrograde, it will highlight, you know, that realm of whatever that sign represents during that time that it's present, and create a portal of slow the fudge down time, and let's reevaluate, reassess. Let us rejuvenate. Let us reinvent. Let us, take this time to now slow down and unwind and see what's going on at this time from a much more stand back approach kind of way, and so that you can better navigate the energies that are influencing the time, and then later handle and deal with when things resume back to normal. Like, it's not highly advised during this kind of time of this energetic, universal kind of influence and stuff like that. But, since we're highly, like, in this alchemical potent state of being, like, it's all about infusion, integration of these kind of things, and the things that, if we looked at it abstractly, we can maybe see a key that is being presented before we. In the terms of these things, if we wanted to infuse and integrate like Vedic astrology with Western astrology, understanding, overstanding the astrological influence of the signs Piscean energy that is highly influencing the energy in the realms right now too, from a yin perspective, and then having the aqua Aquarius also coming from its like yang air expression too. So you have yin, right, watery realms of emotion, intermingling, right, with aquatic, Aquarian, energetic, air, detached from, well, perceived or understood from our knowledge-based system, that they are detached, perceived to be detached from their emotions. I like that better. Right? Also that influence, right? Then you have whatever season we are in, which is, what season are we in? What season are we in? What month is this? Anyway, that's how it be. So in Western astrology, it would be Aquarius season. February 20. Oh no, entering Piscean season. Finishing Aquarius season. And then in Vedic astrology, would it be still considered Capricorn season? Moving into Aqua season? Listen, those things are what can get people like, right? If you want to go in that route of having to understand every single like dot line and that kind of sort of like information, that sometimes